Member care to move that the House take note of miscellaneous business?
Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, at the 2008 election, National promised 5 trades academies. Promised to deliver 5 trades academies. Well, this week we announced that next year there will be 21 trades academies. 21. 10 more starting next year. And those students attending those trades academies will rise, the numbers attending will rise from 700 who are attending this year to 2,000 next year. 2,000 young people who are at risk of falling out of the school system. And they, after attending these trades academies, will be better prepared to take up apprenticeships, to enter the workplace, or to go on to further study. So next year, 16 and 17-year-olds who are taking part in the wider youth guarantee, trades academies, service academies, all supported by this national John Key-led government, will rise. The numbers will rise to 10,000. 10,000 16 and 17-year-olds next year. Yep, 10,000. That is an outstanding effort, not just from this government, but from the schools, from the tertiary institutions, and from business and industry across this country that have said, we value these young people. That's right. We know that they are not necessarily succeeding in academia and schooling, and we value them. We want them to be able to make a contribution as good New Zealand citizens, and we're prepared to get behind and support them. 10,000 16 and 17-year-olds in training next year. So these trades academies have opened in New Zealand this year for the first time ever. We've never had these before. And between 125 and 150 schools are taking part. These are partnerships between schools, tertiary institutions, in some cases polytechs, in some cases private training enterprises, and industry and business. So we have a couple of these trades academies that are actually being run by industry training organisations themselves. In particular, the primary industry training organisation is working with 17 high schools right around New Zealand, making sure that young people that are interested in horticulture, agriculture and forestry have the opportunity, whilst they're still at school, to take part in their industry training and start out on the way to getting their industry qualifications. At the same time, of course, they are continuing their schoolwork. They are continuing to do the English and the maths and the science, and they're continuing to play sport, take part in drama and art and all the things that students enjoy about schooling. And when you talk to these young people and you say, how's it going? It's only been going 6 months. You can see the light in their eye where for the first time, for many of them in a long, long time, learning is interesting. Learning is actually something that they want to do. In fact, one tutor at Christchurch said to me he'd actually had a call from a student's mother saying, is he really turning up at Polytech at 8 o'clock in the morning? Is he really there? Because he's never been anywhere at 8 o'clock in the morning in his life. And the tutor had to say, yes, he is there at 8 o'clock. Actually, he was there at 8 o'clock. Often he's there before me. And when I talk to these young people up and down the country, they say for the first time in many, many years, they want to go to school. They want to go and learn. And actually, in Christchurch on Monday, the tutors were telling me they're doing so well with their maths and English. Their schools are surprised at the scores that they're getting in quite complicated maths and English studies. And this is hard work, and we have to be aware that schools and tertiary institutions have worked really, really hard to put this together. It's meant changes to their timetables, changes to their funding, changes around staffing. It is not easy. You can't just throw money at training and hope that young people will suddenly stick at education or training. And to show how tough it is, you only have to look back at the Labor government. In 1994, Helen Clark said, Labor makes a commitment within 3 years to have all under 20-year-olds in education, employment and training. In 1994, again in 1998, she repeated the same. You can't throw money at it.
The question is the motion be agreed to.
Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to be a member of the Labor Party who is still